this year's Russian National Championships. In lane 4, Christine Ohuruogu of Great Britain, the world champion.
She has not been close to the form she displayed last year, but she is a big meat performer and has to be considered a threat to mount the podium here tonight.
Trying to maintain. Here comes Ohuruogu, the world champion. Sonia not able to withstand. Ohuruogu's going to go by her. Sharika Williams 2. Richards is 3rd.
When we think about athletes, we usually see the glory, the medals, the podiums, and the records. Behind every achievement lies a deeper story. We don't see the family that cheered them on at every hurdle, the friends who picked them up after every fall, or the mentors who pushed them to be better than their best. In East London, a place bursting with raw talent, resilience, and unyielding hope, stories like these are everywhere. This is the story of one athlete, one community, and one vision. A reminder that greatness is never achieved alone. In London, every street tells a story. It's a place where determination meets opportunity and raw talent is a part of everyday life.
Our upbringing was, you are all going to university. There was no choice. That was what was drummed into our heads. And I always had at the back of my mind that there's another stage in life, which is going to uni, and education's very important. With the time I was giving to my sport, that usually would be frowned upon.
Christine's journey began not in grand arenas, but in the heart of a community that shaped her and gave her the drive to reach extraordinary heights. Her passion for sport began here, in the heart of East London.
Christine Ohuruogu is really pressing everybody. She's in the lead coming into the home straight. Christine Ohuruogu wins.
On these streets, in local parks, and on school fields, Christine found joy in every sprint, every goal, every race.
I remember when I went to secondary school, I was in the library and I got, as you do, I got out a book on netball. I was a proper nerd. And I saw the England netball team and I said, yeah, I want to play for England one day. So that became my goal. And I did make it to England. I played for England under 17 and England under 19.
Christine faced crossroads, moments of doubt, obstacles she never anticipated, and decisions that would shape her future. It wasn't just talent that carried her forward, it was the belief of those around her, the unwavering support that pushed her to see the potential within herself.
I'd won European Junior bronze. I won that off the back of doing both netball and athletics. I just remember thinking that I got the bronze after like a real mental battle, you know, that I ended up winning. And so I remember Lloyd saying, you know, imagine what you would win if you did more training. If you turned up and, you know, put this netball aside, imagine what you would do. So that's kind of where the mind started working, and I started thinking, okay, if I got a bronze medal training, you know, once or twice a week, here and there sometimes, maybe once a fortnight, if I could actually be more consistent at my training, then yeah, it might be good for me.
Every great athlete is a foundation built on love, sacrifice, and belief. For Christine, her family and friends weren't just a support system, they were her strength and her constant.
I shared a room with my sister. She'd always had like first-hand experience of everything that was going on with me. It was just nice to have that company and just someone else to talk to. So I think even though I wouldn't come out and say, oh, I was having a problem, I think everybody kind of played their part without realizing, and everybody was an important piece in helping me stay afloat.
Every race she did, I was always asking, when's your next race? When's your next race? I wanted to come to everything, but she never told me most of the time. When we're all together, it's just a very, I say normal, but very relaxed environment. So she can kind of just be herself, and there's no pressures from, you know, from us, or she doesn't. I don't think at the time she feels pressure from outside as well. Everyone gets on really well as well, so I think that really helps. They're all very, very close, very close, very tight network we have.
But with that came a hidden responsibility, the unspoken pressure to succeed, to inspire, and to carry the dreams of those who had always been there for her.
Looks as though she's not that bothered. Christine Ohuruogu is taking on the Olympic and world champion and is coming away. Christine Ohuruogu is going to win the Commonwealth title. Gold for England.
These relationships shaped her, driving her to not only compete, but to thrive in the face of every challenge.
You make life happen. Life just doesn't happen to you. Really, your everyday is dependent upon what decisions you choose to make. I think when I was growing up in sport, I would never have dreamed that I had all this. But I just think because I was willing to just stick my neck out and be brave about what I was doing, things worked, and you're more open to things happening, and you're more open to solving problems if you're willing to just take a step and move forward. When you're working towards something, the world seems brighter, you know? It does seem brighter when you've got a focus, you've got a goal. And so I think that's what's important, you know, make life happen, really make decisions that steer you in the right direction. And if it's the wrong direction, you just turn back and go the other way. That's it, there's no wrong step. The East London Sports Talent Pathway, I think, is a great way of providing, I suppose, support networks for young people. It is hard doing sport as a young person. You have a lot of distractions, a lot of elements that are trying to get at your time and get at your focus, and it's those foundation years that are super important in sport. How you set your habits, how you set your lifestyle, how you deal with shortcomings and adversaries. So that talent pathway allows a place for, I suppose, young people to at least be well supported, which I think is key in helping athletes get back on their feet and stay on their feet. And it's just, I suppose, a nice place for young people to feel safe and feel that they can be who they are and get what they need without any kind of judgment or criticism.
But she's fading a little bit as Sanders is coming up, and also Ohuruogu. And who's going to take it on the line? There at the last minute, Christine Ohuruogu becomes the first British champion in the women's 400 metres.
Kids just want to, firstly, have a safe space where they can express themselves, right? So, you know, when you have young people, they don't really overthink things, they just do things, right? So I think giving them the opportunity, I think will provide a great way to just allow them to thrive.
For Christine, it wasn't just about training on the track or competing in arenas. It was about the freedom to run, explore, and dream in open spaces. Having the room to grow, both physically and mentally, gave her the foundation to excel. It's a reminder that sometimes greatness begins in the simplest of places.
We didn't do sport, we just played. And I think that was vital in helping us learn a lot about life. You know, we learned how to work together, we learned how to problem solve, and we learned to just have fun. And there's nothing better than having a big field and just running. There's like a field of possibility. So it's important to have a space where you can just be free, not just physically free, but mentally free. And you never know what would come out of it. And I think when parents ask you, what do you do with a kid that's talented? And the natural instinct is they want us to tell these kids to work really hard and to, and the parents will ask me, should I get them the latest shoes? Should I get them the latest this? Should I get them? And I'm like, no, just leave them alone. Just let them enjoy, because it's that enjoyment that will carry you through.
From the open fields of East London to the world's grandest stages, Her story reminds us that no one achieves greatness alone. The East London Sports Talent Pathway embodies this spirit. It's more than a program, it's a lifeline for athletes to discover their potential, to thrive, and to carry forward the legacy of those who came before them. Because everyone has a right to dream, and with the right support, those dreams can soar beyond what seems possible.